guys, welcome to Kenyan Baby Mama. I'm glad that you're watching. I hope you'll be going to be able to watch this video from beginning to end. If you have not subscribed, liked, shared our videos, please do so. Really appreciate. Sante sana. So today we're going to be talking about baby mama struggles. If as a baby mama you are not 100, then you're not going to be able to do a good job in terms of taking care of your children or child. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is financial strain. I think every Kenyan baby mama, even the ones that have support from the baby daddies, can agree with me that financial strain that comes, especially when you're the primary caregiver, cannot be understated. Because when you're a primary caregiver to your child or children, and they're living with you, there are expenses that you have to meet on your own, and you can't rely 100% on the child support that you're getting from the baby daddy. And I think the best way to deal with financial strain is to just do what you can and pace yourself, and don't punish yourself for the times that you fall short of your goals. Like, you might want your child to go to a better school, you might want to live in a bigger house, a better house in a better hood, you might want to buy your children better things, but if you're not able to give them what you desire or what they desire, just do the best with what you have. And I believe God watches over us in a way. We will manage, we will be okay. And it's good to know that you're not alone, and the work that you're putting in right now is not in vain, even if it means that you're not able to do as much as other moms or as much as other parents who are splitting bills. You will be okay. And my prayer for you is that you're going to find that your doors and windows will open and will prosper, and you'll be able to have all the finances that you need to give your child what they deserve, the best that you can give them. So the other thing that some of most baby mamas go through is social isolation. And partly is because we work a lot. We work for two most of the time, and so we work day and night. For most of us, we work day and night. We don't have time and the resources to go out every other day, every other weekend, go for parties, go for the rave, or just live life large. Most of us don't have that privilege. So you can find yourself in a situation where you're constantly, if you're not taking care of your children, especially when they're very young, at a very young age, you're constantly working, and so you do not have a social life, which is actually very unhealthy. I do try my best to meet. I have a very good group of friends, and my girlfriends and I do try to meet at least once every month and just bond and just share what we are going through and encourage each other and just love on each other, because you need that. You need that as a baby mama. You can't live life isolated. You need that support system. So I'd highly encourage you to get that, and it has really worked for me, even on those days when things are really bad. The other thing that we suffer from as baby mamas is guilt. We feel guilty when our children get hurt, emotionally or physically. We feel guilty when our children are hurt by the fact that you're not a couple with their fathers. We feel guilty when our children misbehave or act out, and we feel like we failed in our part as disciplinarians. We feel guilty when we can't provide sometimes, or when you're going through that phase where you want to provide something that is beyond your reach. So we do go through a lot of guilt, and this is one of the other things that are really unhealthy, because the truth is, children will be hurt emotionally, physically, and otherwise, whether they're living in a single parent household or whether they're living in a perfect nuclear home. Kids will go through the same challenges. Of course, some of our children go through that pain of not seeing the parents together, but there are many other things they will go through that all the other children will go through. So you don't have to feel guilty, you don't have to shoulder that burden. And remember that this child is growing up. the most important thing is to give them the support, the love, and the care they need, so that when they grow up, they're going to be able to overcome those challenges that they're facing today. Then the other thing is anxiety. Oh my goodness, I have had anxiety many times. There are times when I'm not anxious and I can be able to function, I can sleep, and then there are times I'm so anxious, I'm having hyperacidity, I can't eat, I can't sleep, and I literally feel my heart beating like I'm scared. It's like someone is chasing you, but you're not moving. Yani. And I understand that as a baby mama. Sometimes you're so anxious because, especially when you don't know where the next paycheck is coming from, or um, you need something done, you have responsibilities, maybe you have debts that need to be paid and things that need to be done, and you're looking at what is there and you're thinking, how I I how where do I begin? What do I do? I don't know what to do. And so you become very anxious, and that can be very, very, very dangerous. Because other than being psychologically uh, unhealthy for you, it's also physically very unhealthy. A lot of baby mamas suffer from high blood pressure and other stress, other illnesses that can be worsened by stress. So just when it comes to anxiety, I'm not going to lie to you. I do not know how to deal with yet, because my anxiety is usually on and off. There are times I'm really okay, and there are times I'm doing really, really badly. So I honestly don't know how to advise you on that. But I would like to hear your comments. If you have any advice, any tips on how we can deal with anxiety as baby mamas, please do share with us so that you can also help us become better at handling and managing anxiety. And finally, the other thing, no, actually, it's two things, but they fall under fear. There's some fears we have that almost cripple us. And the first fear is the fear of failing. For those of us who especially got pregnant out of wedlock, and either the father has never been in the picture or he was in the picture and then you split, so you shoulder the burden of feeling like you are guilty for not being able to make that relationship work. And then number two, the guilt of, because we live in an African society where getting pregnant out of wedlock is frowned upon. So there's also that fear of, I failed. I have failed here, I have failed here, I cannot fail again. Like there's failing for you've tried something, it didn't work. But for me, failure is when you've made a mistake or you failed once and then you stay down. So that is not an option. If things have not worked, if you failed terribly financially, emotionally, relationship wise, you cannot stay down. As a baby mama, you cannot stay down. You have to pick yourself up and you have to try again. And you have to go and go. Even if you're going to go crawling on your knees, die trying, but you cannot stop trying. That's what I can tell you. And that brings me to the other fear, is the fear of asking for help. You know, I am really bad at asking for help. By the time I'm asking for help, trust you me, nikubaya. Nikubaya ni zile, niko ground zero. But you know what I've come to learn? It is foolish not to ask for help, because there are things that you can go through as a baby mama or even just as any other person, and you need people to help pick you up. You can't always pick yourself up, and none of us is so strong that you don't need someone. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.